Brothers and sisters, would you mind if I just take a few moments? I want to give some perspective. And I don't want you to have any misgivings. I don't want you to get nervous about what we're going to do, so I want to give you a little bit of background. I never thought that I would ever be quoting Albert Einstein. Have you heard of him? Albert Einstein?
Yes.
He said the world will not be destroyed by people who do evil, but by those who watch and do nothing. And the Prophet said something similar but deeper. He said there are two people in the boat, good people and bad people. If the bad person drills a hole in the boat, if you don't stop him, you destroy yourself and him. And if you stop him, you save yourself and him. The Prophet, peace and blessing be upon him, he moved from Mecca to Medina, and he saw the people pollinating date palms. He said, what are you doing? He said, well, we get more fruit when we do that. He said, maybe it's better you don't do it. But this is the messenger of Allah, so a suggestion of the messenger of Allah is enough, so they stopped doing it. What happened? The crop failed. And they came to the Prophet and they said, this is what we're talking about. And I wish that every leader can hear the answer of the Prophet. Every president, every prime minister, every general, every police commissioner, every governor, police chief should have heard what the Prophet said. He said, إِذَا أَمَرْتُكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِّن دِينِكُمْ فَخُذُوا بِهِ. Whenever I tell you something of your religion, take it. Do it. يوم القيامة القرآن الله. Do it. وإذا أمرتكم بشيء من رأيي فإنما أنا بشر. And when I tell you something of my opinion, I'm only a human being. Dr. Ubaid is human, Imam Siraj is human, Sheikh Barak is human. So my training, 1978, blessed to go to Quran study from a sheikh from Egypt, Sheikh Hussein Hamid Hassan. And he didn't make us scholars. I'm not a scholar, but I know scholarship. I asked a lot of questions. In every question I asked him, this was his typical answer. He said, about your question, Imam Malik's opinion is this, and this is the evidence that he used. Imam Shafi has a different opinion. This is his opinion, and this is his evidence. Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal has a third opinion, and this is his opinion, and this is his evidence. I think so-and-so is the right answer. So I want to let you know that we're honest. Definition.
Assalamu alaikum. At the risk of interrupting the Sheikh, the table covers, you can set them up after we come back from Isha, inshallah, where we will be eating dinner, inshallah. There's no need to be disrupting the whole lecture just to set up the table cover. We will put you to work. No worries, we'll put you to work. But wait until the Sheikh has done his lecture, so coming from a speaker, this is very distracting from his side. So inshallah, jazakallah khairan, we'll put you to work after the prayer, inshallah.
30 years ago, Muslims were arguing, do we have a right to vote? Can we vote? Remember? Most of us are not saying that now. Most of us see and understand the need to vote. Tomorrow I want to be here. Allah bless me, I just got back from South Africa. And I think South Africa is one of the great examples for Muslims in modern time. You know the percentage of Muslims in South Africa? You know the percentage of Muslims? Not even 2%. But one of the greatest movements ever in the history of this world happened in South Africa when they fought against apartheid. You may not know this, but after they got rid of apartheid, do you know the first Chief Justice of South Africa? Mohammed Ismail, Chief Justice. Other Minister of Justice, called Dali Umar, Abdullah Umar, Muslim. 19 members of parliament, Muslim. 2% of the population. And that movement in South Africa was one of the greatest movements ever. You want to hear something about Nelson Mandela? How popular this man was because he fought against apartheid, in prison for 27 years. And most of you don't even know that as a prisoner, he can only get one visitor every 6 months, can write a letter every 6 months. 27 years. There were Muslims in prison with him. So Muslims have a history of fighting against injustice. How do you do it? When someone says to you as a Muslim, كيف حالكم? What does that mean? كيف حالكم? What does that mean? How are you? Yes, it means that, but don't really mean that. It does mean that, but don't really mean that. The word hal in Arabic means condition, circumstance. So when you ask a person, what is your circumstance? That's what you really asking. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always ask you the question, why did you do it? Always. Let me give you an example. A man got his sons together and said that when I die, I want you to burn my body until it becomes ashes and then wait for a windy day and throw it in the ocean. And he said, because I've never done any good, and if Allah get hold of me, He's going to punish me. So they did it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought that body back to life. Allah asked him a question, why did you do it? He said, Min khashyatika, from fear of you, O Allah. Allah forgave him. My point is, you know, Sheikh, when I was young, you know what I used to say? Man, I will never eat pork. I die first. You're wrong, Siraj. By the way, I learned this from my wife. My wife has two names for me. She either calls me Siraj or Imam. It took me years to figure out. Whenever she says Siraj, there's a problem. There's an issue. So she says Siraj, I said, oh, God, whatever. But when she says Imam, so I'm saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful to us. من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه. Let him who sees an evil change it with his hand. We don't like what's going on over there. Change it with your hand. If you can't, change it with your tongue. If you can't do that, change it with your heart. I don't fully man. Everybody can't do like that. Everybody can't be. Allah knows that. So the question is, what are we going to do? A good friend of mine, Imam Rasul, alhamdulillah, may Allah bless him, he was the ambassador to South Africa for the United States. Brilliant man, I learned so much from him. And I learned this lesson from him. I had some maybe doubts about coalitions. I learned this from him. He said, Imam, there are 3 different kinds of relationships. Alliance, coalition, and partnership. They ain't the same. You have to be wise enough to appreciate that. For instance, when you have, and it doesn't matter what you call each one, but rather what happens. When you had George Floyd, people were outraged, and people joined together for common objective. 2,000 cities they protested. And when they protested, everybody was protesting together. You didn't ask anyone, what's your religion, what's your political party, what's your sexual orientation? You didn't ask that question. And you don't say to somebody, well, listen, you can't be with us in this common objective. The objective was to get justice for this man. And by the way, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, can you give me another couple of minutes? I'll stop.
No. Go. Go ahead, Imam.
SubhanAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and guide us. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, help your brother if he's oppressed or if he's oppressed. Now this hadith is interesting because the emphasis is being an oppressor. But the way he said, the Prophet said, Ya Rasulullah, we help him if he's oppressed, but how do we help him if he's oppressed? He said, stop him from the oppression. Look at this example. Derek Chauvin, the police officer, had his knee on the neck of George Floyd. I can't breathe. And he kept it on there 9 minutes until he died. Listen, the wisdom of the Prophet. Help the oppressor by stopping him from the oppression. He got fired. And then he went to state court. Got taken 21 years. Then he went to federal, found guilty. That's understood. But what about those 3 police officers? You know they were arrested? It's called aiding and abetting. They should have said, okay, Derek, that's enough. Come on, Derek, come on, stop there. Had they done that, they would have saved him and themselves because they went to jail. They got arrested for aiding and abetting, and they found guilty in the federal case. The wisdom of the Prophet is something. So I trust Dr. Obey, his wisdom, his sagacity. Let's do this. Let's raise money. You don't have to do it yourself. You can donate money, or you could go to your organization and say, listen, let's commit ourselves to this amount of money. Get people. Go to the messages. So we're going to need money. The Dr. Ray will give you all of the information, what we do. But to fight like this, Malcolm said by any means necessary. And he said a battle on a bullet. But that sounds like really tough, man. I know it sounds tough. But you know what John F. Kennedy said? John F. Kennedy said, those who will make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. In the end, we help those people, the racists. And we share this planet. 196,940,000 square miles. We share with everybody. 2,200,000,000 Christians, 1,900,000,000 Muslims, 1,100,000,000 Hindu, 500,000,000 Buddhists, and 15,000,000 Jews. We say we share the planet. Even if the Muslim were in charge, Allah said in the Quran, لَشَعَرَ بُكَ لَجَعْنَا أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً وَلَا يَزَالُونَ مُخْتَلِفِينَ. If it was Allah's will, He'd make everybody the same. Everybody Muslim, everybody Jew, everybody Christian, everybody. It's not like that. We know that you can't compel people against their will to be what they don't want to be. So we love sharing this earth with everybody else. So inshallah, we'd like to take 5 minutes to raise about $100,000. Okay? Now, please don't get mad at me. Some of you want to write a check for $100,000.